Hi guys, and thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be doing something Kylie Cosmetics related today, and it is the real versus fake Kylie Lip Kits. So I actually picked up the two fake ones in Mary Jo K and Dolce K on AliExpress for $4.48 each. OMG, that is super cheap compared to the $29 that I paid for this. So I actually have the real Dolce K and the real Mary Jo K, so I did a side-by-side comparison. So in this video, I don't only discuss the obvious differences between the two, but I also go into detail in terms of dimensions and stuff of the products. I have to tell you guys that I'm so impressed with these fakes. They are basically almost real in terms of a lot of things. There are a couple obvious telltale signs, but I feel like for the most part, you might not be able to tell that these are fake. Other than obviously if you're comparing them, and if you compare something like the dripping liquid on the side of the bottle, that where there's two that are identical, that is an obvious spot. But I mean, even the lip liners, they actually have serial numbers on the fake lip liners as well. I was like, what is this? But it's actually the way they're making the replicas now. They're getting so close to what the actual original looks like that it's actually scary. But I'm going to show you guys like side by side everything. I'm going to show you the real and I'm going to show you the fake, and we're going to have a little discussion about that, and you guys can see, because my biggest fear with this whole thing is that some of you guys have been duped by resellers into purchasing fake stuff at crazy prices, and I just hope this hasn't happened to any of you guys out there. But if you are keen to find out more about how to spot a fake Kylie lip kit, definitely keep on watching. I mean, they're making them so real here. I'm not sure how the colors here on the side are going to look on camera, but I promise you, to the naked eye, they almost look identical. This is a real one, and the fake one is just slightly lighter. And then this is a fake one, and that's a real one of Dolce K, and they are literally almost identical. It's very scary. Even the boxes are almost identical. I promise you, it is just the scariest thing ever. But if you guys are keen to see more as to how to spot the differences between the real and the fake Kylie lip kits, please keep on watching. So right here, I've got the fake on the side and I've got the real one on the side. So straight up, you can see that there's a slight color difference between this Dolce K dripping and this Dolce K dripping. So basically, it's a slight difference, but it is noticeable when you compare the two. But obviously, if you are not comparing them and holding them side by side, you might not know that this one's actually fake. So basically, there's that. And then I did compare the actual size of the lips, and I have to say that it's basically the same. The overall look of the lips is the same, but when you come to the grill, this has been a significant, like, noticeable bit. And can you see how this one almost goes black and this one doesn't? But I have to tell you, this one does can change like color as well. So I think they are now getting clever with the fakes and making them a bit more realistic. So the text on the real one is a lot more bold along here than it is on the fake one. The fake one does look a bit more liney. The text isn't as bold as here as you compare the two side by side. But as I said, obviously if you're not comparing two side by side, you might not be able to tell the difference. So now if you compare the two side by side, obviously the fake one, which is this one, is a bit squashed from being sent, whereas this one isn't, because it was packaged really beautifully. So this is your real and this is your fake, and you see there's a slight color difference between the two. Again though, if I just showed you this, you wouldn't actually know that this is the fake one unless I told you it was fake. So now if we compare the Dolce K here, basically that's your fake, this is your real. The real one, again, it's basically a little more bold. This isn't as bold as this. But so now when we come to the back of our Dolce K boxes, if you look here, the two dripping bits, other than the slight color difference, I have to tell you that this is literally identical. Like, I checked them, it's almost identical, and the dripping is almost perfect. One of the things, again, the text is a big sign. The text here is bolder than it is on this one, so the text on your real box is actually a lot more bold. So can you guys see, this is your fake one and this is your real one, and the text here is a little more bold than it is on this one. And the spacing, you can clearly see the spacing between the different areas of this box, because if you see where Kylie is and where Kylie is, and as compared to where all of this is, it's not lining up between the boxes. So even though your boxes are the same length, there's a slight difference between the text here. So I did compare these, and on your fake one, it is 9.4 centimeters from the top of the L to the bottom where it has the distribution details, and on your real one, it is 10.8 from the top of the L to the bottom where it's got your distribution details for Kylie Cosmetics. So again, this is 9.4, this is 10.8, and that's the difference in terms of the spacing of the text and how they've done that bit. So your fake and your real, so this is your real and this is your fake, and they're basically measuring exactly the same in terms of your dimensions. It is 15 cm in length, it is 5.5 in width, and then it is 1.8 in this little area over here. So basically your boxes are exactly the same in terms of dimension. So now let's talk the lip liner. So I measured the two lip liners. This is the real one at the top and this is the fake one here, which is slightly longer. And your real lip liner actually measures 13 cm, your fake one measures 14 cm. So it's only a centimeter difference, but it does actually show when you compare the two. When you compare the bits with the color on the lip liner, this one is actually 1.5 and this one is 1.2. So your real one is a bit smaller than the fake one, as you can see. Let me just push it together. You can see that now clearly. Don't mind my ratchet nails, please. But now you can clearly see that there's a difference over there. So what I also want to mention is that your fake one over here has a little indent on the bottom and your real one doesn't. It's actually plain and smooth over there. So that's also another way of telling if the lip liner is fake. The fake one will have an indent at the bottom. I will show you the other lip liner as well so you can see. So this is another fake over here. And both my fakes have an indent on them at the bottom like that. I think it's very scary that they're actually putting serial numbers on the fakes now. As you can see, there's a serial number over here as well as on the real one as well. And that's obviously not a good way to be able to tell whether it's fake or real, because they could both have serial numbers, because now obviously the people who are replicating them are making them a lot more realistic. So this is your fake lip liner at the top and this is the real one at the bottom. And I actually found that now on your fake one, you're finding that the text is a little more bold than on the real one. But the text is almost identical otherwise, it's just slightly more bold. The fake one is slightly more bold, almost to the point where if they made it even just a little bit more bold, you wouldn't be able to actually read and everything would just kind of blur together. So in that way, even though the real one is bold in a way, it's not as bold as like, okay, it's just going to blur together eventually. So I was actually quite surprised, but the actual length of the bottle is actually exactly the same. Your length is 12 cm total, your lid is 4.4, and this glass bit over here is 7.6 centimeters, and then the diameter is 1.5 centimeters. So they're actually exactly the same in terms of size. It's not like the lip pencils where you could clearly see a difference between the two. One of the things I will point out on the lid is that the real one has a slightly more rounded lid as opposed to this one, which is a fake one, and it is very flat here at the top, and then your real one's just got a slight curve at the top of the lid. In terms of the text on the outside of the bottle, the fake one is a lot less bold than the real one. So this is the real one over here, and you can see that it's just slightly more bold, and this isn't as bold as this one. So that is where the real and the fake differ. The real one has slightly more bold text on the outside. So moving on to one of the most obvious telltale signs is the dripping here. So all along your dripping is pretty identical until you get to this part over here, and everyone knows this. So you shouldn't have two that look like this. It should actually look like this, where it's different. There shouldn't be two identical dripping liquid over here. But that's one of the obvious ways that everyone kind of knows about and everyone's spoken about in terms of the dripping liquid. So this is your real one, this is your fake one, and the stickers are both silver, as you can see. One of the early telltale signs was that your fake one had a clear sticker, but now, as I mentioned, they are getting a bit clever, and now they've even made your sticker silver. But if you look at it closely, you can see that there's slightly more space on the fake one as opposed to the real one. There's a lot more space over here, and it isn't as bold in terms of the text. The text here on your real one is a little more bold than on the fake one. But again, if you did not have these two here to compare, you wouldn't actually know that it's fake. I think with a lot of these, that's what I'm coming across, is that you're not going to be able to really tell, other than the obvious things, if it's a fake, if you're not comparing them side by side. So your lids and applicators are exactly the same size. This is your real one and this is your fake one on the right. This is an opaque white applicator here, the center bit, and this is almost like a clear white, if I can say it's a clear white as opposed to an opaque white, but you can see a bit of a difference here. So can you see here on the inside of your lid, the fake one is a white, like a solid white on the inside, and the real one here is almost like a clear, transparent white kind of bit. I've missed my nail, damn it. So the difference in your doe foot applicator is so slight, it's not even going to be noticeable to you. So for that one there, I'm not really focused on that being like a main trait for whether it's fake or real. So I've swatched Dolce K and Mary Jo K, real and fake, next to each other. So this is the real Dolce K, and then this is the fake Dolce K, and you can see that this is only slightly darker than the fake one. The fake one has slightly more of a pink undertone, and it is a little more patchy and took ages to dry. I feel like the pencils of Dolce K are almost identical, it's just that your fake one is just slightly lighter. Then coming to Mary Jo K, I feel like Mary Jo K, the real one, is a lot more deep and beautiful, like pure red, as opposed to this one, which almost looks like a watered down kind of bright red, which the fake one looks like. And then I feel like the fake and the real Mary Jo K pencils are almost identical. I really can't tell much of a difference from these two. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you've got any feedback on the topic or anything else, like do you have any requests for other videos and stuff, definitely leave me a comment in the comment section below. If I've got anything that I'd like to link down below, definitely check the description box because you might see some helpful links over there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Oh, and by the way, I'm wearing 22 on my lips today. It has become one of my favorite lipsticks in the Kylie Cosmetics colors. Yeah, I prefer it. It's amongst my favorites. I think I'm wearing it so much. So if you guys want to see more from me, definitely subscribe to my channel because you will be updated when a new video comes out. Until next time guys, thank you so much for joining me. Bye.